many people that would say that they believe that all of the Bible is inspired really have a canon within a canon. And by the way, I want to include myself in that. I'm part of sort of this like neo-reform circle that's like the Bible's inspired, but Romans and Galatians, they're really inspired, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget about Romans 9-11, because if you don't believe what I believe, so we have sort of like have this canon within a canon and even a canon within a canon. And I just want to be very open and honest here. I think it's a blind spot for many of us. Yeah. But at least what we should do is recognize, bare minimum, right? Recognize that if we believe that the Bible, if we say something like the Bible is the Word of God, and we really believe that's the Bible, then we should read all of it as the very Word of God. So the red letters of Jesus, ready for this, aren't any more inspired than the chronologies or the books of or the book of Leviticus or Numbers. Now, it doesn't mean that there's an immediate and direct connection to the life of human beings in our day and age. We might not be able to have the bow and arrow approach. The bow and arrow approach is like it's a direct line to the bullseye and it hits us right here. Like when Paul says, don't do this, we're like, okay, I won't do it, right? When, we read in Genesis, these are the generations of Adam, and these are the like chapters 5 and 11, we're like, it's more of a roller coaster. Ride the roller coaster. So we're doing this. And in the book of Numbers, we're doing this. But eventually, if we ride the roller coaster, we end up seeing that the end point, you needed to go through all of that ups and downs and some parts that were going slower than others in order to get to that end point where like, oh, wow, that was awesome. But if you jump to the end, you don't have any fun. Skipping some of those sections, I also think, especially in the Torah, have severe implications in how we understand God as God is presented in the New Testament. Because we frequently Christians will jump to the New Testament and understand sort of exclusively this depiction of God. And then we go back to the Old Testament. We're like, ooh, that God's like, we don't get a holistic view of how the Bible presents God, the multifaceted, the infinity faceted God that we love and serve. We get sort of very one-sided views if we only go to the areas that we think relate to our personal lives in this day and age.